Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and today is an awesome day as one of my favorite aircraft in the simulator has been updated, and some updates that people have been asking for. So stick around guys, because hopefully you're going to enjoy this aircraft just as much as I do. If you are interested in acquiring my Overkill's Cessna Citation Longitude guide from Microsoft Flight Simulator, consider joining my Patreon site at level tier 2 or above. That's $10 or more, which will give you access to all of the Overkill tutorial guides. Please keep in mind with Patreon, you do not have to subscribe each and every month. Once you subscribe, you will be charged $10. You will have access to all of the guides, and if you wish, you can then cancel the subscription, and you will maintain access to Patreon until the first of the following month. So, with that in mind, let's talk about what this guide is. This guide gives you a full flight tutorial from Boston to Minneapolis. It also walks you through installing any modifications that I use for this aircraft, a full cockpit tutorial, breaking down how to create your flight plan using SimBrief, which is a free service, and then completing the flight successfully. If there are any questions, you're always welcome to give feedback, as joining my Patreon site gives you access to my Discord channel as well, giving you direct access and communication to me. So once again, if you guys are interested, please consider joining the Patreon. It definitely helps support the channel and keeps the content coming, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Alright, so jumping right into it. The update today included, first off, some takeoff adjustments, basically making the takeoff quite a bit less stressful, is my understanding. We're going to be checking that out today, but as many of you know, or anyone who has seen this aircraft in the simulator, takeoff on this thing is really challenging, as it requires a ton of right rudder, and just sometimes that's still not enough. It's just very unstable. It sounds like after talking to real-world pilots, the developer got a bit more information, was able to adjust some things. Stall speeds have also been adjusted on the aircraft to better match real-world expectations, as well as the kneeboard pad that is included in the aircraft is also been updated to support Sim Update 5. So let's get in the aircraft. We're going to get her started up. We're going to do some flying around the Caribbean here. We're sitting here at Princess Juliana. Let's go ahead and get her airborne and enjoy this. Alright, so we just did an auto start to save some time. Let's put the wings down. This is so much fun to model this aircraft. Let's adjust our loadout. You have this kneeboard here, and it's really awesome. The map is just basically a repeater of the VFR map, but it's really handy to have right here. And doesn't break away from the immersion when you are wanting to look at the map. Let's go to our loadout page here. We want the wheel chocks removed. Let's take those gas tanks off. And let's also load some 50 caliber ammo. 1200 rounds, there we go. Toggle the gun sight visibility. You can remove it if you don't like it. We'll leave it on there. So really awesome stuff. You can put bombs on it, tanks on it. Now obviously any of the armament does not have any damage model whatsoever. Okay, you can't do any damage to the surrounding. It's all simulated. Can't go strafing cities or doing anything, you know, mental like that. So it's just for show, just to have some fun. All right, so let's go ahead and let's see here. The tail wheel's already released. Let's get out of here. We're going to take her up for a quick spin. We're going to test out the takeoff. As I stated before, the takeoff in this thing was brutal. It was probably the only real complaint that I had with it. And I thought it was just a challenging bird to take off. And then the more I talked to other pilots and simmers, and everybody said no, that's absolutely not realistic. I guess it was actually a fairly forgiving aircraft. And so the developer got in touch with some real-world pilots and found out that that was accurate, that we needed to adjust the takeoff performance of the aircraft, and he did so and gives us our update today. So real excited to see what happens here. We're on a tiny little airstrip just north of Princess Juliana on the same little island. So we're out in the Caribbean. We'll do a quick circle around the island, go buzz Princess Juliana, see if we can catch any beachgoers hanging on the fence, and then we'll bring her back here and call it a day. But definitely want you guys to experience this aircraft. The startup process works absolutely perfect. You know, I just did the auto start to save some time today. Haven't flown her in a while and didn't want to break out the documentation, being completely honest. But it works absolutely perfectly. I've never had an issue starting the aircraft. Engine damage is modeled, so you want to be careful watching your RPMs and manifold pressure. You can absolutely blow the oil in this thing. Alright. Let's lock the tail wheel. Oh, wrong one. Although we actually do want to lock that too. Yep, okay. Push that in to lock the tail wheel. Trim is set. I like to go a little nose down, honestly. Set. Right wing down about 6 degrees. You have all of your settings right here. So that's our aileron trim. So our rudder trim, we want right about 6 degrees. And so our main tank here. Now it does say elevator 1 degree nose up, but honestly, like I said, I do find it a bit easier running with a slight nose down. So I'll meet them in the middle and go about half. See if things haven't changed. Alright, so we're going to power up nice and slow, give her a chance to accelerate. We don't want to go just balls to the wall here. Just sort of let her power up as she wants. Nice and gentle increase. Not quite aligned, so I'm trying to add some left rudder and hopefully it picks up here in a minute. Okay, there's that left propeller torque. Come on, come back, come back. Dance in the rudders, dance in the rudders. Whoa, there's that left trim. Okay, so there we go. Alright. So I still don't agree that those numbers are correct. Now they may be correct to real world, but that so the left wing, as you guys saw, still wants to dip very, very heavily. So I definitely think we need more right wing trim. I would say almost 8 or 9 degrees on the right wing. Let's pull some engine pressure back here. Control. But I am very interested to see what happens. You know what? Let's try it again. Let's try it again. So I'll be right back. I'm going to set us back up on the runway because I want to test. All right. So we're going to try that again with the desired settings here, or with the required settings. I'm going to give this another shot here. See if I can't control a little bit better. A lot of it is going to be practice. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm not doing what we're supposed to be doing here. So slowly going to add power. Yeah, that is what it is. So it's just a matter of getting used to it, really. There we go. So their settings are correct. That was significantly better. You really want to make sure that you're starting to apply that right rudder before the tail wheel comes off the ground. And I think that's probably the intention of locking the tail wheel. Let's close those cow flaps. I'm not sure why they're open. Pressure under control here. RPM's under control here. Okay, so anyway, you really want to make sure you're starting to apply that right rudder before that tail wheel comes off the ground. It's the tail wheel coming off the ground that really gives the kick. Okay, that's where you get that, why can't I not think of the word? It's not ground effect. that's where you start getting into trouble about the ground loop, is what I'm trying to remember, is what it causes. But basically you get that sudden air force underneath that tail down and just wants to spin the aircraft. It literally wants to flip it right over. And the same thing happens on landing as well. And I can't for the life of me think of what the term is called, but hopefully it makes sense to you guys. So you want to make sure that you're really starting to push in that right rudder as the tail wheels get ready to come off the ground. Once you notice the nose is going right with your right rudder, okay, then you want to sort of let off a little bit, you know, then you start sort of dancing. And you watch the rudder, I was sort of doing this as I was taxiing, or as I was rolling too, okay? And then as the tail wheel came off the ground, you know, we were already about here, okay, I let off, started to go to the left, so I pushed real hard back to the right, and once it went straight, then I was doing this again, just sort of keeping it straight, passed through 80 knots, gentle rotation, and she came up. That was much better. I am totally all about that. So let's go see what's going on over here at Princess Juliana. Let's go be nosy and raid someone's party. Give you guys some nice external shots. There you go, look at that. Love it. We can get rid of the 2 wing tanks. There's a way to do it with the center one too, I just can't remember what it is. Now I meant to load the quote-unquote machine gun so I could show you guys, and then on the restart I forgot. We can go strafe Princess Juliana here. See if there's any beachgoers hanging onto the fence.
Reply not received if you read Juliana Tower Squawk. I say again, squawk.
Fast, it's maneuverable, it's fun, the sound is amazing, very immersive.
Air traffic control service terminated. Squawk BMR. Bye.
In VR, this thing performs like a dream. That's when I love to fly it. It's a fun plane to actually, believe it or not, kick back and relax. Find scenery like this, just sort of cruise, get down low, tear through the treetops, skim the water. Really, really awesome plane. I love this plane. Like I said, it's a very great relaxer plane, if you will. Alright, so now that we've done that, let's see how bad landing this thing is. Now, I don't have the documentation up, so no promises on how well this goes, but we'll try. Worst thing that can happen is I mess it up, that things go badly, and try again another day. Where our little airport is. It's the first time I've actually flown out of that little airport. So again, takeoff performance dramatically easier. The stall performance numbers, I guess, have also been adjusted, as well as updates for Sim Update 5 to increase availability. Fun airport. Fun airport. My humble opinion, the best warbird we currently have for Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is mine. Each their own. It's not discrediting anybody else. It's my thoughts. I have flown the Spitfire and the P-40. They're both great aircraft. I think it's just big radial engine, gigantic propeller, gull wings. She was just such a gorgeous aircraft to begin with. The lines are just amazing. And she's fast. Speaking of fast, I'm going to pull some of that RPM back, try to get her to slow down. Need it. Try doing main wheel landing. It never goes well when I try main wheel, at least on the monitor. Just don't have that depth perception to realize how low I am. Okay, not one of my best, but not one of my worst either, trust me. So, anyway, holding that stick all the way aft. Keep that tail wheel down. The only thing that I always forget, and this is part of my problem, is I do recommend mapping the tail hook release to something, or tail wheel. That way, you can quickly acquire that tail wheel authority. But fun little landing. Definitely wasn't by the book by any means, so don't worry, I'm not thinking that that was accurate at all. Little bumpy there. Main wheel landings are always hard, so you have 3-point landings and then you have main wheel landings. So your main wheel landings are just, you bring those two main wheels down first and then slowly let the tail wheel come down. And I'm just not very good with those ones, to be completely honest. Park it right here. This is my little getaway shack right here, right? This is my place during the summer. Hello. Kick that brake. Alright, then we can come in here, go to your loadout, set your chocks. Alright guys, well this is the FG-1D Corsair by Milviz. Link to it will be down in the description below. Highly recommend you guys check this out. This new update has significantly improved the aircraft. Major difference on takeoff. Major difference on takeoff. The takeoff is now something that I fully feel confident that I can practice and hone in to a point where I'll be able to have a nice smooth takeoff each time. So give it a shot, guys. Absolutely worth every dime for this aircraft. It is so much fun. All right, folks. I will see you guys in the next one.